The final trailer hints at an overarching theme that transcends action and suspense: resilience in the face of unbearable loss. Every moment is steeped in tension, heartbreak, and the struggle to maintain control when everything familiar has been stripped away. Casey's journey is defined not just by his ability to confront criminals or survive dangerous missions, but by his capacity to process grief, maintain his integrity, and protect those he loves. The trailer suggests that Marshals will explore the duality of strength and vulnerability, showing a hero who is both unstoppable in the field and profoundly human in private. Tate remains central to this emotional journey. His growth and transformation, influenced by his father's guidance, Thomas and Moe's mentorship, and his own experiences, create a narrative arc that promises to be both compelling and relatable. The trailer's careful balance of tension, suspense, and emotional beats indicates that the series will not shy away from difficult truths, including the struggles of parenting, the consequences of past decisions, and the resilience required to survive tragedy. This focus ensures that viewers will remain deeply invested in every development, every setback, and every triumph. The interpersonal dynamics introduced by Andrea and Belle promise to heighten emotional complexity. These characters are not just romantic interests, they are catalysts that force Casey to confront his grief, his desire for connection, and his capacity for trust. Their presence ensures that the series remains unpredictable, with suspenseful interactions that test Casey emotionally as well as physically. The trailer's hints at competition, loyalty, and subtle romantic tension suggest a narrative that balances action, mystery, and heartbreak in equal measure, making the stakes feel intensely personal. Finally, the limited but meaningful connections to the Yellowstone universe serve to root the series in familiar territory while allowing Marshals to carve out its own identity. The occasional appearances of familiar characters, paired with Casey's personal journey, reinforce the emotional stakes without overshadowing the story. The trailer signals that every scene will carry significance, every interaction will deepen character development, and every action sequence will reflect the emotional and psychological stakes that define the series. In the end, the final trailer for Marshals is more than just a preview. It's a promise of a story that blends heartbreak, action, and human resilience. Casey's journey will be one of grief, revenge, love, and the relentless struggle to protect what remains of his family. Every frame is designed to pull viewers in, make them care, and leave them on the edge of their seats, waiting to see how a man pushed to the limits will survive the most devastating losses of his life. Marshals is set to redefine what a spin-off can be, showing that even in a world filled with danger and tragedy, the human heart remains the most powerful force of all. The heart of the series, as hinted by the trailer, lies not only in action or revenge, but in the emotional ripple effects of loss. Monica's absence is the spark that ignites a chain reaction that touches every part of Casey's life. He is a man forced to face the fact that life is unpredictable, fragile, and often cruel. The trailer's imagery, the grave on the hill, the shadowed figures, the lonely roads, conveys more than sorrow. It communicates a man standing at the edge of everything he knows, looking into the void left by someone he loved more than anything. This is not just storytelling for entertainment, it's storytelling that asks the audience to feel, to empathize, and to imagine the weight of a love lost too soon. Every scene hints at a combination of action and grief, violence and vulnerability, making Marshals a series where each gunshot and each quiet moment carries double weight. Casey's transformation into a U.S. Marshal is more than just a career move, it's a coping mechanism. The trailer shows him taking control of situations with precision, methodically hunting down criminals, but every step he takes is shadowed by grief. He is not a man who seeks glory or fame, he is a man seeking purpose, trying to channel his pain into action. Pete Calvin's role as a mentor and former teammate emphasizes the importance of bonds forged in battle. Their interactions will likely combine loyalty, camaraderie, and unspoken understanding, moments where dialogue is sparse but emotion is overflowing. The trailer suggests that the series will balance explosive action with quiet, devastating personal moments, giving the audience both adrenaline and emotional catharsis. Meanwhile, Tate's arc is a study in the fragility and resilience of youth. The boy has lived a life filled with trauma, and now the loss of his mother forces him to confront grief at a scale he has never faced before. The trailer hints at tension between father and son, moments where Casey struggles to reach Tate emotionally, and moments where Tate may act independently, testing his courage and sense of morality. These dynamics ensure that Marshals is not just about Casey's journey, it's about the impact of loss on the next generation. The audience will be drawn into Tate's perspective, understanding how trauma shapes behavior, choices, and relationships. This psychological depth elevates the series from a simple spin-off to a deeply human story that resonates far beyond the action sequences. The addition of Andrea and Belle introduce further tension, not only as potential romantic interests, but also as narrative tools to explore Casey's struggle to move forward. The trailer hints at their complex personalities: Andrea, ethical yet possibly rebellious, and Belle, secretive and skilled. Their presence challenges Casey, forcing him to navigate loyalty, attraction, and personal boundaries while still being tethered to Monica's memory. Their interactions will likely be fraught with both connection and conflict, reflecting the difficulty of opening oneself to new possibilities after profound loss. This subplot adds intrigue, suspense, and emotional richness to the main narrative, ensuring that viewers are emotionally invested in every choice Casey makes. The subtle ties to Yellowstone, while limited, also enhance the stakes. The potential appearances of characters like Beth, Rip, and others provide continuity without overshadowing Casey's story. These glimpses remind the audience of the larger world and history Casey carries with him, adding layers of depth and complexity. Marshals is positioning itself as a series where the past and present collide, where emotional stakes are as high as physical ones, and where every decision carries both immediate and long-term consequences. The final trailer doesn't just focus on loss, it also reveals how Casey's past will collide with his present. His Navy SEAL training, the missions he thought were behind him, now come roaring back as he is pulled into the world of the U.S. Marshals. Every decision he makes will be influenced not just by the criminals he faces, but by the ghost of Monica's absence and the responsibility he feels toward Tate. The trailer hints at the weight of every choice. A misstep could cost lives, tear families apart, or destroy the fragile sense of stability that Casey has been trying to build. The tension is constant because this is a man who has lived on the edge before. But now the stakes are deeper. This isn't just about survival, it's about protecting what remains of his family while fighting battles that never truly end. Casey's pain is raw, and it drives him in ways that action alone cannot convey. The audience can feel his anger, frustration, and sorrow in every silent pause and every gaze toward the horizon. These moments make the action more than thrilling, they make it personal. Every fight, chase, or confrontation is a reflection of a man trying to reconcile loss with duty, a father trying to be there for his child, and a man trying to survive the ghosts of his past while building a future that seems impossible to hold on to. Tate's journey alongside his father promises to be equally compelling. Already scarred by his past, the boy must now navigate a new reality without his mother. The trailer hints at scenes where his frustration, fear, and grief collide, testing the limits of his resilience. We may see him running from home or making choices that put him in danger, testing Casey's ability to protect him.
But this is not just a story of failure or conflict. It is also a story of growth. Tate may be forced to confront his own strength, courage, and sense of justice at a young age, guided by the example of a father who is flawed, grieving, and determined. Their bond, strained by tragedy, becomes the emotional anchor of the series. It's the moments where Casey falters, where Tate challenges him, where both must confront their pain that make the series gripping. The audience is not just watching, they are invested in every heartbeat, every tear, every fight, and every fragile connection that binds this father and son together. The supporting characters, too, are positioned to enhance the emotional weight of the story. Thomas and Mo will not only offer guidance to Casey, but will likely play crucial roles in helping Tate process the trauma of losing his mother. The presence of these figures hints at the importance of community and mentorship in a world filled with violence and loss. They are the anchors that prevent Casey from being consumed by grief and rage, reminding him and the audience that no one survives alone. Meanwhile, the introduction of Andrea and Belle adds a layer of tension, mystery, and possible romance. These characters bring new dynamics that force Casey to confront not just external threats, but his own heart. Will he allow himself to trust again? Will he let someone close when the memory of Monica still dominates every thought? The trailer suggests that these questions will haunt him throughout the series, making every interaction loaded with suspense and emotional depth. Finally, the connection or deliberate distancing from the Yellowstone universe adds an extra layer of intrigue. While we may see glimpses of familiar faces, Marshals is clearly positioning itself as a story that stands on its own, focused on Casey's personal journey. This shift emphasizes that the stakes are no longer just external, they are internal, emotional, and profoundly human. Every twist and turn is designed to challenge Casey's resilience, test his moral compass, and explore what it truly means to survive when the world seems determined to break you.
Some losses change everything, leaving a void that nothing can fill. And in the final trailer for Marshals, that void is screaming louder than ever. Casey's world is falling apart, the past is catching up with him, and one shocking event sets the stage for a story more heartbreaking than anything we've seen in the Yellowstone universe. Every look, every silence, every tear in this trailer tells us that this is not just another action-packed spin-off. It's a story about loss, revenge, and the fragile thread that holds family together. The questions are haunting. How will Casey survive the pain of losing Monica? Can he protect Tate when the world seems determined to destroy them both? And who will stand with him when his life becomes a battlefield once again? From the very first frame of the trailer, it's clear that this is a turning point for Casey. The man who once seemed to have found peace is now staring into a future filled with grief and danger. Monica's absence is the shadow that looms over every scene. For years, we watched their love story unfold in Yellowstone, and now the hint that she might be gone forever hits harder than any gunshot or fight sequence could. The trailer doesn't give it away completely, but the imagery is chilling. A bed with a figure covered in a white sheet, a collection of medications scattered nearby, and Casey standing alone by a grave on a windswept hill. Even when a familiar figure approaches him at night, shrouded in a blanket, her face hidden, the suspense is unbearable. Every detail points to the